The Moonlight Fund is the brainchild of Celia Jones and Henry Coffeen III. Both burn survivors themselves, they wanted to do something for others who had suffered the same tragedy. Thus, the Moonlight Fund was born. The Moonlight Fund is a national fund that helps people all across the nation, private citizens as well as military men and women who have suffered burns, get on with their lives. As a nonprofit group, donations are always accepted. We of course want to see you at the air show in October, but we can offer donations at any time. Please contact the Moonlight Fund. And we'll see you at the air show. I'd like to welcome Henry Coffeen and Celia Jones of the Moonlight Fund to Discover Burning today. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for having us.
I need to ask you, how did you start the fund?
In June of 1998, I became a volunteer at the burn unit, our local burn unit at Brook Raymond Medical Center. In October of that year, we had a patient into our unit, Mr. Henry Coffeen. Had a little incident with his plane. So he spent some time up on our unit, and we became friends, he and I and his wife, and kept in touch.
Yeah.
And we saw such a huge lack of social services for burn survivors that we decided that we needed to pull something together, put together an organization that would help with some of those needs that are falling through the cracks, both military and civilian. So in September of 2001, we founded the Moonlight Fund. And what began as a small airstrip with a couple hundred friends attracted nearly 17,000 people this past year. So it has certainly grown and benefited many lives.
So it's been about 5 years that you've been working on this. And as you reach the people, how do they find you?
How do they find us? Well, first and foremost, being a volunteer on the burn unit and working with the social workers, working with the psych staff, and working with public relations, many times when the needs are there, we are contacted. And all of our sources, every bit of money we give away the request comes through a credible source.
Right.
So that's the biggest amount of our contact. We also have a website, and then of course the air show raises a huge amount of public awareness. And simply getting out into the public and letting different groups and organizations know that we're there. That's how we touch most folks.
Yeah.
And how do the patients actually, what kind of support do you give them? Is it just social, or is it psychological or financial?
We've done everything from buy private aircraft to get the people to the burn unit, to burial services for a loved one, or food, or a computer. It's hotels. We've done a lot of different things. With Celia and I's kind of goal was not to have a big board of directors we had to get caught up in the red tape on how fast we could get a check to these people and get them on their feet again. So we've kind of focused in on 24/7. Here's our phone number. The people that need to know how to get a hold of us, as far as through the social workers and doctors, pretty much know how to get a hold of us.
So the people on the burn unit contact you when patients come in. I know today there's probably tons of stories that you could tell of things you've had to do. I know today you were working on one particular case in Purpose. Could you tell us a little bit about what you're trying to do today?
Yes, today we're trying to move a family off the burn unit that's from the valley. They are without health insurance, which 64% of all burn survivors are. We're dealing with a huge indigent population. So we are trying today to get them moved quickly and swiftly, and get them into a hotel and get those arrangements made and get them moved safely, and make sure that they're in an environment where they're close enough to the unit where they can continue their ongoing rehab care and get back and forth and be well cared for. So we get all sorts of requests, and very special requests. We provide a lot of emotional assistance on the unit. Henry and I both, having been there, we're not going to pretend to know what it's like to lose a limb, which we deal with a lot of that, and also multiple amputations, or to have our life completely changed overnight. But we do have some glimpse as to what it is to go through this.
To support these types of services, you have some fundraisers, and one of your major ones is the air show.
Yes.
Can you tell us a little bit about that?
The air show started at a small strip in Seguin, Texas. I got burned in an airplane crash in 1998, and I was flying air shows professionally. And because of my connection with a lot of the air show personnel, they decided to do it pro bono, and we had a group of 400 or 500 people, and small kind of barnstormer type air show and raised some money and had some corporate sponsors. And next thing we knew, a lot more people wanted to be involved, and we outgrew the Strip in Seguin, and we now signed a 5-year commitment with the New Braunfels City Airport for the next 5 years. We'll be there third weekend of October.
The major fundraiser, the air show that you have, is in October, and you want to invite the whole public to come to it.
Absolutely.
And you have from wing walkers to
jet trucks to B-1 bombers and warbirds and skydivers, car shows, Ferraris, Mercedes,
Cool.
Lamborghinis, Porsche clubs. We have some of the world premier aerobatic guys in the country and the world. This year we have Red Bull coming with their Red Bull Air Race team, and aerobatic helicopter and water airplane, and a lot of neat stuff.
Awesome. And are there any other fundraisers that you do throughout the year?
Yes, we're planning several. In fact, we're hoping to do one in July in Boerne.
Okay.
And pull that together. And our plans would be for the future to do 2 or 3 a year. We also rely heavily on private donations, corporate sponsorships, and just those folks out there who are willing to give $1, because every dollar makes a difference.
Why don't you invite everybody to come to the air show and get involved with the fund?
Okay, yes, we'd like to ask you to come to the air show at New Braunfels Municipal Airport on October 20th and partner with us, and together we will measure our success by the lives we touch.
Thank you so much for joining us today and telling us all about this, and we're pleased to have you. We'll be right back with more Discover Boerne, and we'll see you at the air show. Catch gardening tips from the gardening guru, Orlando Martinez, on upcoming episodes of Discover the Hill Country. Sponsored by Jesse Trevino Insurance.
Boerne's Marble Slab Creamery is celebrating its grand opening September 29th. Join us for an ice cream eating contest, hors d'oeuvres, balloons, face painting, and performances by Boerne Community Theater Teen Troupe. A percentage of proceeds go to Project Graduation in Comfort and Boerne.